have a chance. Richarlison cuts it back. Oh, what a goal! First up! It's just the 5th minute.
Still Lewandowski. Still Doski. Finds Dembele, and Dembele scores an equaliser. What a pass from Lewandowski. He has been the best player. He has actually got 2 assists. One of Gavi's goal and now Dembele's goal.
And City wins! City won the match. Manchester City won the match.
Hello everybody, this is Brisbane05Blaster here and welcome back to another video on this channel. In this last episode, we've actually done the Hellas Verona versus Real Madrid game, and Hellas Verona actually had the upset of the tournament because they actually destroyed Real Madrid 3-1 in what was a very good quarterfinal. And now, in today's episode, we're actually going to be doing our first semi-final fixture, and it's going to be Sigma Olomouc taking on Sporting Lisbon. So I cannot wait for this because I have a feeling that this might be very close. But we're going to see how it goes because I've actually done the trial match and it was actually that close. So maybe semi-finals, the real match, may actually have that same feeling. But anyway, let's just go to the analysis to check the similarities and differences for these two sides. Alright guys, we're here at the studio, and as you can see, both these sides haven't played against each other, so nothing much to say here. But we can go to the trial match, and it was a very close game. It actually took out until golden goal, where actually Sigma Olomouc got the job done over Lisbon, beating them 1-0. And who else but the player to actually score last year's semi-final, Adelton from Hellas Verona, to score the only goal of the game. And Cruz got a booking in that game, so yeah. Which makes it, kind of simple. But anyway, that's all we have to show you in the trial match. Now let's get to the team management to see what kind of changes we need to make for these two sides. Alright guys, we're here at the team management, and let's see what kind of changes we need to make for these two sides. So it's kind of simple here. Where are they actually? Let's go to F, of course. Starting lineup. Of course, they're going with the same formation. Boris, Obanek, Kusera, Kotris, Kova, Latal, Savio, Mucha, Hapal, and Adelton. But since Adelton actually came out of the, from the bench area, we're actually going to be but the only problem is, of course, as you did see in the previous match, Sigma Olomouc played, Vulshek did actually get injured in that game against Roma, so he can't play. So this kind of forced it kind of forced them to reshuffle a bit. So yeah, of course, Vulshek won't be playing. So yeah. So we're going to go with the 4-3-3 formation. Probably that's suitable for Sigma Olomouc. And now let's go to Sporting Lisbon. So basically it's the same thing. Of course, João Pinto, the man of the match in the previous game against Marseille. So yeah, there he is alongside Phil Babb. Of course, Phil Babb is in the substitute. Hovat, Oliveira. This goes on and on. Pretty good players, of course. This is when Ronaldo wasn't here. But he was, I think, in the youth academy at that time. So kind of makes sense. But IGM 3-4-3, I think that suits well for Sporting. However, strategy-wise, I can maybe make some changes. So yeah, we'll just keep it like it is because it was close and both these sides were able to go stride for stride in this one. But yeah, that's about it. I really hope you enjoyed this one. And without further ado, let's just get to our final speech. And there you have it, folks. We've already made some changes here for these. Well, technically it wasn't change. But that Sigma Olomouc change was an auto change one. Of course, Vulshek did get injured, so he's ruled out for today's semi-final match. So this might be a huge letdown. So in this case, Sporting Lisbon are actually the favourites because, of course, they dismantled Marseille in the quarterfinals. And yeah, I have a feeling they might be the team to reach the finals. Yes, they lost in the trial match, but I have a feeling Sporting Lisbon may go strong and go stride for stride. So yeah. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get to the semi-final match between Sigma Olomouc and Lisbon. Alright guys, we're here to see Sigma Olomouc taking on Lisbon. I can't wait for this one. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Of course, in the analytics, many of you haven't subscribed. But in the previous video, my views have been skyrocketed to 19. But it would have been better. But please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel as it really means a lot to me. But anyway, without further ado, let's get to the stadium. Make sure to get snacks ready because this match is going to be good. Here we are. We're at the Andruv Stadion in Olomouc, Czechia. And that's where the semi-finals has been hosted. But I cannot wait to see how things will be going here. Of course, Sigma Olomouc will be the first one to kick off. Latal has it. He finds Adelton. Adelton to Latal. Latal crosses it to Hapal. Hapal makes a very good cross, but no one was there to collect it. It was a very awkward one, by the way. But Adelton has it, but Bento makes a very good tackle. I have a feeling this game might actually be having a lot of chances here. Of course, the first one came from outside the box. I don't think that counts as a reasonable chance, but that's what they're trying to do. Now here's Fabry. He's through. He shoots, but what is safe from the keeper? Now here's Savio. Cortese nullifies the pressure, finds Adelton. Adelton to Mucha. Mucha finds Zadrahal. Of course, Vilcek is not in the starting lineup, so that could be a very costly one. Prates does manage to collect the ball. Now here's Hapal. He's through. He shoots. And what a goal. I thought it was going to be a save. What was the Sporting keeper doing? We're going to take a look at the replay though. Prates did clear this one, but Hapal, he was through. And of course, from a tight angle, manages to shoot this one. The keeper did save it, but just not enough. And of course, Sigma Olomouc have their first blood on Sporting Lisbon. But can Lisbon come out on top? Because they've been somehow, they've actually done so well against Marseille. But, of course, this is Sigma Olomouc here. And Olomouc are actually one of the underrated clubs in this tournament. And as you saw earlier, Sigma Olomouc had an opportunity to score their second goal. But it was a good tackle from one of the Lisbon defenders there. And now, still Olomouc has it, but Prates clears this one. He actually tackles and then clears it. Now he fights Fabry. This is going to be very close. This is actually going to be very close. Barbosa, he tries to pass it, but I don't know what's going on here. This is getting so close and intense. Bucha. Bucha fights Adelton. Adelton. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. Yeah. Alright, Sapinto finds Ayardanov. Ayardanov finds Sapinto. He squares the pass to Pinto. Pinto scores the equalizer. Who else but João Pinto, who has been so good in the last match against Marseille, scores the equalizing goal. And of course, a very easy one. Too good for the Olomouc keeper. And with that, we're back to level situation. But I might first have to pause this because there's something going on here. So we'll be right back, guys. Alright, we're back. And Sigma Olomouc are already on the attack. Hapal did try to shoot this one. But what a save. This is so crazy here. And another chance. But Beto actually intercepts this one. This is so crazy. Prates. Prates fights Fabry. Fabry to Barbosa. Barbosa fights Pinto. Pinto shoots. But what a save from the keeper. But it's still Pinto. But Urbanek makes a good tackle. But it's still with Sporting. Ayardanov has it. But the Sigma Olomouc defenders were able to nullify it. And now here's Zadrahal. Still Zadrahal. He shoots. What a save from the keeper. Pereira. He's made 4 saves already. But not this time because Hapal gets his second goal already. And Sigma Olomouc, are they on a fairy tale run? The first underdog club to reach the finals? We don't know. Hapal with a very good header. Too good for Pereira. And Sigma Olomouc does retain their lead. Beto. Beto fights Oliveira. Oliveira fights Sapinto. What a tackle. But it's a free kick here for Sporting. They need to find their way back in it. Oliveira has it. He crosses it. But Kusera does manage to take this one. Adelton. Still Adelton. That was another chance, but just give it away. Mucha. Still Mucha. But Cruz with a good tackle. Sporting Lisbon are trying to give everything here. They've been underwhelming pretty much in this game. Ayardanov. But he tried to fight João Pinto, but the header was there to nullify it. Fabry tries to shoot from distance, but Bios makes a good save. This is so intense here. Zadrahal. Zadrahal finds Latal. Latal to Hapal. He might be on the verge of scoring a hat-trick here, but Pereira denies him. It has all been Sigma Olomouc so far, with more possession of the ball. Mucha's the one to take it. Crosses this one actually. Finds Savio, but Cruz manages to nullify it. And Sapinto has it. He finds Oliveira. Now Sporting are on the counter-attack. He crosses it to Pinto. Pinto shoots, but what a save from Bios. It's still with Pinto. Pinto does manage to score from the tricky goal. It has all been helter-skelter here. Both these sides have going stride for stride. Hapal scored a brace, and now João Pinto also scores a brace. Bios did make a good save, but when you're up against João Pinto, you know he's going to punish you. He has been so good, and he's been basically like overperforming. And now we're back again in a level situation. Zadrahal. Still Zadrahal, but Beto makes a good tackle. Fights Fabri. Fabri fights João Pinto. Still Pinto. Pinto's on the verge of scoring a hat-trick, but Bios makes a good save. That's his 5th save already. We're down to the 41st minute already. Just 4 minutes to go for halftime to come up. Now Pinto. Pinto shoots, but what a save from Bios again. Cotrice fights Savio. Savio fights Latal. Latal fights Hapal, who's through. No one to stop him. He's going to make a shot. But Pereira makes a good save. That's Olomouc's 3rd corner of the game. Mucha. He's going to be the one to take it. And it's going to be a very good one. Mucha crosses it, but Bento does get this one away. Oliveira fights Sapinto. We're now at the stoppage time. Is there going to be a chance for a Sporting attack? There is. Sapinto tries to shoot from a distance, but Bios makes a good save, and that might be the end of the first half. With both these sides locked 2-2. Of course, Hapal scored a brace, so did João Pinto. Of course, we're going to see the stats here. It has been very close lately. Sigma Olomouc made 8 shots a target to Lisbon's 9 shots a target. They've won 3 corners, Olomouc. They've conceded a foul. They, of course, got more possession than Lisbon. But yeah, that's about it. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. We're going to make some changes first. But we're doing that cut film because we're going to talk about the match and the first half and such. So don't go anywhere, guys. Alright, guys, we're here in the studio again. And the first half has been it has been entertaining pretty much. High-peaked. Of course, both these sides have scored 2 goals. Hapal scored a brace, and now João Pinto again scored a brace. I can't wait for this one because the second half is going to be much crazier than the first. But make sure to like and subscribe because this semi-final might actually be the best one this tournament. But we don't know. This is probably going to be my last tournament. I may take a hiatus after this in creating this one because, of course, it's been a flop. But who knows? It can be the best too, but we'll see. Let's just not get offside here because I need to focus on the tournament and see how it is delivering very good games. So, yeah. But can both these sides break the deadlock in the second half? We don't know. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this. And the second half will be coming up shortly, right after the break. Alright, guys. Looks like the second half has already started. I've already made a change here for Lisbon. And it's Phil Bab. That's actually coming for Beto. Okay. If you don't trust me there. Of course, he's a substitution. Beto comes off for Phil Bab. Of course, he's been very underrated. Our best left back here. He's played for the Premier League side Liverpool. So I'm pretty surprised to see if he's actually going to stay at this level. But anyway, Lisbon did have an opportunity, but Bios made a good save. And now it's their first corner of the game. Fabri this time. Finds Pinto. Pinto scores a hat-trick. I can't believe it. And Lisbon for the first time. They've actually taken the lead over Olomouc. It has been Olomouc that has been dominating the first half. But Lisbon, they've somehow clawed their way back into the game and now have taken the lead for the first time. Mucha finds Zadrahal. Zadrahal tries to shoot from distance, but what a save from Pereira. Fabri fights Pinto. Still Pinto. Pinto fights Barbosa. But Cotrice makes a good tackle. Urbanic finds Savio. Savio tries to shoot from distance, but he was not going to make it. Ayardanov has it. Finds Bento. Bento finds Sapinto. Sapinto shoots, but what a save from Bjors. Pass it back to Oliveira. But Kushera makes a good interception. Now here's Addleton. Still Addleton. Finds Hapal, who's also on the verge of scoring a hat-trick. Hapal crosses it. There was a miscommunication, but luckily there was nothing. No support here from Olomouc to get the ball. Now Andruv has it. Finds Sapinto. Crosses it, but Latal was there to intercept it. Kushera has it. Finds Zadrahal. Finds Savio. Savio to Addleton. Addleton shoots, but what a save from Pereira. Addleton passes back to Zadrahal. He crosses it. That was an opportunity here. But I think that was Prates who actually made an interception there. A very good one, by the way. It was a much needed interception because that could have been an opportunity for Olomouc to equalize this one. Cotrice finds Mucha. Mucha finds Savio. Back passes it to Kusera. Latal finds Hapal. Hapal actually tries to shoot from a tight angle. That was not bad. But Pereira has been doing so well. 10 saves already here for them. For him already. But now Bento. On a counter-attack. Can Lisbon score the insurance goal? Because it has been... Basically, if you can do, I can do as well. No one has ever scored an insurance goal before. The biggest lead ever. Because, of course, since Olomouc scored, Lisbon did claw themselves back. But Addleton... An opportunity here. Savio to Addleton. Back to Addleton, then Savio again. I don't know what's going on. Hapal shoots. Pereira makes a good save. Sigma Olomouc are trying their level best to score the equalizing goal. But Pereira is making match-winning saves. Or vital saves in this game. Hapal. Still Hapal. Still Hapal. Hapal crosses it. But it was there to mark him. And Latal finds Zadraul, who's open. But how did he not score there? It hit the crossbar. And now Sporting have been just lucky. That could have been an opportunity for Sigma Olomouc to score the equalizing goal. And now this is going to bite them. Kusera. Latal. Savio. Finds Addleton. Addleton to Savio. Savio to Zadrahal. Still Zadral. Zadral does manage to redeem himself as he scores the equalizing goal. What a game this is. He initially, the first attempt, did hit the crossbar. Unlucky, but in the second time of asking, does manage to redeem himself. And now we're back to an equalizing position. 3 goals, a 6-goal thriller. I can't wait. This has been so good. Pinto. João Pinto. What a tackle from Kusera, but it is going to be a booking. Kusera is going to be booked. And now Sporting have a free kick. They have a very good free kick here. Pinto is the one to take it, by the way. He tries to cross it, but I think it hits Pinto, so it's going to be a goal kick. It is. I predicted that this semi-final is actually going to get very tough. But a 6-goal thriller is, I think, going to take the cake here. This is by far the best semi-final game. Oliveira, he squares the pass to Pinto, and Pinto scores 4 goals. And that's his 10th goal already. I can't believe it. João Pinto. This guy is unstoppable, man. Scored 2 goals against Manchester United. Scored 4 goals against Marseille. And now again scored 4 goals against Sigma Olomouc. João Pinto might have actually won the game here for Sporting. Bucha finds Kovar. Kovar finds Kushera. Kushera finds Latal. Latal finds Hapal. Hapal tries to shoot from there, but Pereira makes an easy save. It has all been Sigma Olomouc who try to claw themselves back into the game, but Sporting managed to hold on there. Urbanik makes a good block. Finds Savio. Still Savio. Savio finds Hapal, who's through. He finds Addleton. Addleton shoots, but he might have missed the finish, and Pereira makes a good save. And now Lisbon might have easily won the game here. But Latal does manage to intercept it. He finds Hapal. Hapal finds Savio. Savio finds Addleton. Addleton finds Zadrahal. Is this going to be a goal? No, it isn't, because Pereira makes a good save. He might have just saved the game here for Sporting Lisbon. Now, a corner kick can decide this game. But I don't think it is, because Sporting Lisbon are now through to the finals. And who else but João Pinto to save the game for them? He has done against Marseille, and now he delivers a special banger, a special masterclass against the Czech Republic side. Of course, it has been balanced. Both these sides had fair chances, but it has been Sporting that have had the most reliable chances, then Sigma Olomouc. I can't believe it. What a game we have witnessed. We're going to take a look at the match facts we already did. Score summary here. Of course, Hapal scored in the 7th minute. Pinto scored in the 17th. Hapal in the 24th. Pinto in the 37th. Pinto again in the 49th. Zadral in the 75th. And Pinto again in the 81st. What a game we have seen. And of course, Kushera got booked in the 77th minute. Wasn't costly, but still, a goal is a goal. They managed to claw themselves back into the game and then took the lead. I can't believe it. And now, Sigma Olomouc will be playing in the losers' third place match. And most likely will be playing against the loser of Barcelona against Hellas Verona, who have been history in being third place winners. So it's going to be a very tough one for Sigma Olomouc. But the next match is going to be Barcelona up against Hellas Verona. I can't wait for this one. And I'm pretty sure you can't, because this is the rematch of last season's semi-final. So, can't wait for this one. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And we'll be back for our next match. Goodbye. Hello guys, we're back. And just as we witnessed, this was an absolute of a beauty and a banger. I can't believe. 7-goal thriller. But Sporting Lisbon managed to hold on here because they've had the resilience. And of course, Sigma Olomouc does eventually have resilience. But Sporting, they've been phenomenal in the tournament. And now they're the first team to reach the finals. And probably the first underdog team because they are under the rest of the world. So, and who else but João Pinto to thank for? Scored 10 goals. I can't believe it. I mean, not even Raul could have done that. Raul hasn't even scored 10 goals. João Pinto has been a masterclass. He's probably like the Alan Shearer of Sporting Lisbon. But anyway, guys, we're going to take a look at the highlights and see what were the chances they could have taken. So, here it is. Sporting Lisbon had their first attack of the game as Andruv finds Fabri, who's completely through. He tries to shoot from a difficult angle, but the keeper makes a good save, denying Sporting Lisbon to have an opportunity to score their first goal. Sigma Olomouc had their chances as Zadral actually tries to cross it to the player, but Prates makes a good interception. However, he makes a mistake as Latal makes a good use of it, finds Hapal, he shoots. The keeper had a slight touch to it, but it wasn't enough to make a save as Sigma Olomouc scored their first goal of the game. As you see the replay, Latal did find Hapal over there. He shoots from a very difficult angle, but of course the keeper luckily didn't make any save. It was from a difficult angle, the keeper didn't make any save, and with that Sigma Olomouc have their first blood on Lisbon. Sporting Lisbon had the opportunity as João Pinto was completely through. He actually tried to beat the defender. He did fail to it. Kushera did tackle him, but João Pinto won the possession. He tackled him again. He shoots, but Bios makes a good save, denying Sporting Lisbon a chance to score an equalizing goal. Sporting Lisbon did actually score the equalizing goal as Sapinto finds Ardanov. Then he actually passes back to Sapinto. Then he squares the pass, a long one, to João Pinto. He then makes use of it, scores this one, and that was a very important one as he manages to get Sporting back into the game. With a wonderful pass from Sapinto and a wonderful finish from João Pinto means that the game is back in it with nothing to separate from both sides. Despite the equalizing goal, Sporting were kind of hungry as Barbosa makes a good pass to João Pinto. He shoots, the keeper didn't actually grab hold of it, so João Pinto still again had the opportunity, but Urbanic makes a good tackle which denied Sporting Lisbon an opportunity to take the lead from there. From a corner, Sigma Olomouc had the chance to take the lead from there as Latal crosses it to the player, and who else but Hapal to actually score a brace for this team to take the lead again. But of course, you got to take a replay of this one because, of course, a wonderful cross from Latal. He actually assisted that goal on Hapal when Hapal scored his first goal. And with that, Sigma Olomouc does retain their lead. Sigma Olomouc kept on applying the pressure as Zadral finds Latal. Then he finds Hapal, who was completely through. He shoots, but Pereira makes a good save, which denied Sigma Olomouc from going any further. However, things turned tragic for Sigma Olomouc as Sporting Lisbon took complete advantage with this counter-attack as Oliveira finds Pinto. He shoots, but Bios makes a good save. But Pinto had the technique as he manages to score from a curling effort and brings back into a level situation again as he scores the equalizing goal for Sporting Lisbon and a brace for him, by the way. But what a save from the keeper, but what a technique from João Pinto. The keeper could not even say. He just stood there because that was a wonderful curling effort from João Pinto. And with that, the game is again level with nothing to be separated. Sporting Lisbon had the opportunity to take the lead at the stroke of halftime as João Pinto tries to shoot, but Bios makes a good save, which still kept it level again for these two sides. At the start of the second half, Sporting had the opportunity to take the lead from there as Oliveira manages to dribble past many of the defenders there. He shoots, keeper makes a save. However, it is a corner kick here for Sporting Lisbon, and Sporting do have good chances of scoring in set piece. Fabri took the opportunity. He crosses it to who else? João Pinto. He actually manages to make that one with a cool finish and scores the hat-trick for Sporting Lisbon. And most importantly, gives Sporting the lead for the very first time. As you can see, what a pass from Fabri and what a finish from Pinto again. And with that, Lisbon do take the lead for the very first time. Sigma Olomouc had the opportunity to score the equalizing goal as Zadral tries to shoot, but Pereira makes a good save, denying an equalizing goal for Sigma Olomouc. Sigma Olomouc did give up as Zadral finds Savio, who found Arlton, who tries to deliver a clutch performance as he did last season. He tries to shoot, but the keeper makes a good save as he still kept Sporting Lisbon a one-goal advantage over the Czech Republic side. Sigma Olomouc had the golden opportunity as Latal finds Hapal, who tries to shoot from a difficult angle, but Pereira makes a magnificent save to keep it out. Sporting Lisbon almost killed the game from there as Sapinto tries to shoot, but Bios makes a game which still kept alive for the Czech Republic club to keep on fighting. Sigma Olomouc had a golden opportunity to equalize this one as Hapal crosses it in the box, but the Sporting defender heads it away, but it went straight into Latal, who finds Zadrahal. He tries to shoot, but it actually hits the crossbar, which was an unlucky one for the Sigma Olomouc player. Luckily for Sigma Olomouc, the player who did miss the opportunity does manage to redeem himself as Savio finds Zadrahal, who does manage to parry this one in and now have finally equalized the goal after so many opportunities that they have created. But of course, we got to take a look at the replay. A wonderful pass to Zadrahal, who had the opportunity first, tried to shoot but missed it, but at the second time of asking, does manage to redeem himself. And with that, we're back in a level pegging situation here. Sporting did have the last laugh as after the keeper did parry it away, Sapinto did gather it. He finds Oliveira, who manages to run to the box, squares the pass to Pinto, and manages to pull up a dagger, which was actually his 10th goal, by the way. Scored 4 goals again. Last time it was against Marseille, but this time he actually scores 4 goals against Sigma Olomouc. And that too to get an assist by Oliveira, and then João Pinto doing the finisher. And with that, Sporting Lisbon does regain their lead. The match wasn't over yet as Sigma Olomouc had a golden opportunity as Savio finds Hapal, who squares the pass to Arlton, tries to become a clutch, but Pereira made a save which was actually a decisive and vital one, which still kept the game at the edge of the seats. Chances started to come back to Sigma Olomouc as Hapal finds Savio, who finds Arlton, finds Zadral, he shoots, but Pereira made a leaping save, which was actually a heroic moment for Sporting Lisbon and mostly the keeper. The final whistle was blown as Sporting Lisbon managed to edge this one over Sigma Olomouc, winning the game 4 goals to 3. And it was all thanks to João Pinto, who was the man of the match, scored 4 goals. And with that, Sporting Lisbon are the first team to reach the finals. What a game this was. As you saw the highlights, there have been plenty of chances. Zadral did miss that attempt earlier, but it did come to haunt them because he did redeem himself, scored the equalizing goal, but João Pinto scored the dagger, put the dagger on the Olomouc fans there, and that's how Sporting Lisbon managed to hold on. And now they're the first team to reach the finals. So I can't wait for this one because the next semi-finals is going to be Barcelona taking on Hellas Verona. It's the rematch of last season's semi-final, so please make sure to bring your snacks because I have a feeling Hellas Verona may actually perform or deliver another upset in this one. But we don't know. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. Please make sure to like and subscribe. This is Brisbane05Blaster here, signing off.